This is Representing Truths, and in this video, I'll be going over the top 50 reasons trees affect society, or should I say, poisons it. When this question is asked of people, it seems to stop them in their tracks. Well, I aim to stop that track stopping and bring the truth to the leafy darkness. I'd like to give a shout out before I start with reasons 1 through 25 of my 50 reasons trees affect society to thank Vios for all his work in gathering all the evidence I need to damn trees to hell. Thank you, Vios, for all your hard work and diligence. Anyway, let's get started. Reason number 1. Man has a day off. It's Arbor Day or some President's Day or something. And his son comes in and says, "Daddy, will you build me a tree house?" And obviously the man can't say no to that squishy little face, so he has to work on his day off. How sad. Reason number 2. Trees take our carbon dioxide, turning it into oxygen. They have no right to take our carbon dioxide. And what do they do with oxygen? Use it to create deadly oxygen bombs. Reason number 3, trees are green. And green is the color of Libya's flag under Gaddafi. Coincidence? I think not. But I guess we all need to be blind to the radical tree agenda. Number 4, trees are used to make paper, and paper are used to make science books. And those books are used to poison the minds of children and make them think that the earth revolves around the sun. Reason number 5, trees are shape-shifting reptilian aliens planted by Obama and the gays. Why do you think they change color in fall? Wake up, America! Before it's too late. Reason number 6, trees are causing splits in society by forcing us to accept hundreds of different types of trees, rather than letting us unite with one single type of tree. Clearly, they are dividing the world to turn us against one another. Reason number 7, there's a company in Washington that will take the remains of a person who's cremated and plant a tree in them. The tree grows and eats the corpse. It's only a matter of time before they start putting trees in babies. Reason number 8, your husband comes out as a tree, and I'm sure the trees say, "Oh, it's wonderful that happened." But that wife is left to fend for herself, and no woman should have to deal with a tree man. Reason number 9, trees are slowly turning their roots into limbs for which to grab items with. A recent studies show that 69.312% of death by axe is caused by trees grabbing the axes and throwing them at passers-by. Even as we kill them, more come up as saplings. Trees are the scourge of this earth, and only flamethrowers and a lot of duct tape will stop them. And now the big one. Reason number 10. This is the question designed to stop you in your tracks. People say being a tree is not a choice. Well, I can say that the opposite is true. You see, when you buy a bucket, it has a large, deep hole. And by default, that's all it has. You could fill it with cement and make a dome, but that would be your choice. And the audacity of people to say that a bucket can't have a hole. It's the same with trees. And this is how far we've fallen as a society. How embarrassing. Number 11, this is part 2 of number 10. When you bring up this tree stuff, people say, "Well, who are you to judge? Judge not lest ye be judged." Well, I have a rebuke. If you're judging that I have judged trees, then you must have judged that I judged that tree, and thus you are in the wrong and I am superior. Reason number 12, trees' roots hold down the dirt. What does dirt do? Get in children's eyes and faces, and all dirt is good for is growing more trees. They claim they need it to live, but I never had any kind of soil as a kid, and I turned out fine. Just another lie from the radical tree agenda. Reason number 13, after a tree inspired Isaac Newton to invent gravity, deaths by falling increased by 750%. It's true, you can look it up, but just remember, I told you so. Reason number 14, they also shed all of their leaves, blanketing the earth in a layer of litter, simply out of spite for our modern laws. What kind of example does that set for our children? Not a very good one, but I guess we must bow to the tree agenda. Well, I say no more, and you can go pound sand. Number 15, trees are evil because of the way they just sit there with their smug sense of superiority. You can just tell they're looking down at us as if we're beneath them, and the audacity for them to think such a thing. Number 16, trees are nothing more than spineless double agents and conspirators. Oh sure, they tried to gain our trust with the whole oxygen thing, but look a little closer and you'll discover the real agenda. What do trees hide? That's right, birds. And what do birds do? They crap all over unsuspecting pedestrians in what can only be described as guerrilla warfare. Trees are conspiring with the Illuminati birds to shit upon the common man and hoard all the wealth up there in the branches. Number 17, when you wind up an old-fashioned clock and hold on to the clock, the key went around. And when you hold on to the key, the clock went around. It just depends on your perspective, but that key is still moving, and thus proves that trees are evil. Number 18, everyone knows that trees are plants. And you know what plants are made of? Carbon. You know who else was made of carbon? Hitler. That's right. And what is Mein Kampf made of? Paper. And where does paper come from? Trees. Therefore, trees are trying to get your children to become Nazis. Don't let your kids become Nazis. Number 19, when I put my ATM card into an ATM, I get an option to empty my account. Is that a coincidence? I think not. Number 20, how many days does it normally take crops to grow? 80 days, maybe 90, and yet it takes a few years for trees to produce fruit. Sounds like something wants us all to starve. Number 21, once a tree starts to grow, the only way to kill it is with fire. Just like hell, and you wonder where they come from. Number 22, trees die in winter, leaving big, heavy trees that could fall on Grandma and Grandpa. But I guess it's all a part of the depopulation program of the radical tree agenda. Number 23, Adam and Eve. Yes, in the Bible it says that Eve bit a bit of apple, and that caused man to be cast from the Garden of Eden. And guess what grows apples? Only the devil's tool, the tree. And this is supposed to be a part of Americana. No wonder we're doomed as a nation. Number 24. When God told Noah to build an ark, he told him to make it out of wood. God wanted him to kill as many trees as he could so he could survive. Can anything be clearer than that? The answer is no. And finally, number 25. I was walking down the street and I saw a drunk driver who had crashed into a tree. Now you might say, well, how is that the tree's fault? Well, the audacity of you asking that question disturbs me. But that tree being there caught the car that otherwise would have kept going into a field and eventually ran out of gas. But the trees wouldn't give that man a second chance. Guess we all know what doesn't follow in the footsteps of Jesus. Tune in again next week when I post reasons 26 through 50 on why the trees should all be destroyed and how they affect society. Bye!